to Selling Studio. As you know, my name is Annie, and as it's Thursday today, it means that you're watching our new project. Yeah, so as you remember, there are 6 rubrics in our project, but this week I decided to add one more. It means it will be the 7th. And this rubric, I'm going to show this rubric today, and it's called Selling Life Hacks. The aim of this rubric is going to make our content not only destructive but also educational, because we're learning English, not only like we're watching videos in English and that's it. We're learning English. Yeah, right. Today we're going to discuss how to pass an international exam. As you know, there are 3 exams. There are 3 basic exams, English exams, Cambridge, IELTS and TOEFL. Well, I'm going to tell you some hacks that I made up by myself, that my teachers told me, and actually I made a list of those life hacks. You see, there are a lot of life hacks. Actually, there are 16 or so. And I hope you will use all of them. And my video will help you to pass your exam for a good grade. My tips are also might be used for CAE exam and perhaps even for IELTS exam, because as you know, the structures of those exams are quite similar: reading, listening, writing and speaking. So they're similar, right? They're just a bit different tasks, nothing else. But let's discuss all of life hacks, right? So, my first life hack is very simple actually. Practice as much as you can. Now let's consider all of the parts of the exam. I want to remind you that there are 4 parts. Particularly in Cambridge, the first part is called reading and use of English. It means that in the first part you might face some grammar structures or so. It means reading and use of English, listening and speaking. So let's discuss all of them. And to begin with, let's consider with the first part, and it's reading and use of English. You should understand, you might make, as I remember, 8 or 10 mistakes, but not more. If you make more mistakes, it means that you haven't passed this part. So that's very bad. So that's why you need practice to see how many mistakes you are making in a part. What grammar you have to repeat, what kind of mistakes are you making or so. But now let's talk about the tips. So unfortunately I didn't find any tip for the first task of reading and use of English, because you just have to paste words like to choose the right option. What can be actually? I haven't got any life hack for this part, unfortunately. In the second part, you should mainly paste articles, linking words and prepositions or so. So it means that you don't have to find some synonyms to choose one of them that fits the right. No, mainly you should paste just an article, maybe preposition, maybe some kind of I, me, yours, yourself or so, maybe phrasal verb. That's it. So actually this part is not as hard as it might seem. So third part was my favorite one actually, but it's not a life hack, it's an advice. Check your spelling. In the fourth part, it is important to remember all the grammar you know, as you know, in the fourth part, you have to paraphrase the given sentence. Don't forget to check your spelling also. And I want to mention that actually that's a tip for the entire exam, that it's very important not to confuse the right spelling of several words. Don't forget that color, like color, might be written in TOEFL exam, but color with U might be written in IELTS exam and in Cambridge exam. Also, don't forget about word favorite, that is written with U, favorite. So yeah, that's very important. Unfortunately, I don't have specific tips for the other parts of reading, but to be very attentive. Now let's consider writing. Actually, writing was the easiest part for me and least stressful because I used some life hacks. First of all, you don't have and you're not allowed to write more than 190 words. So don't forget that in essays you're not allowed to use contractions or maybe some idioms because because the style of the text might be neutral or even formal. Yeah, that's important. Better to write in neutral. But you should write some linking words because you get points for your linking words. So in the second task of writing, as you know, you have to write. You have to choose one type of text, like as I remember, report, article, formal letter, email, and review. My tip for the second part is to write those specific structures on small sheets of paper and to remember all of them. Don't forget that there are different types of structure for informal letter is like dear C madam and then your faithfully. If you write dear Anne, then yours sincerely. That is very important. So write this specific structure on a sheet of paper and just highlight some important things, and that might help you. So now let's consider our audition. My first tip for your listening is very strange, but you have to listen the audio as loud as it's possible because it might help you to hear some it might help you to understand better the pronunciation, to understand all the words, to hear some prepositions or so, because you know sometimes English speak very very fast, and yeah, if you hear everything loud it might help you to hear some silent words. Yeah. My next tip is don't let audio to trick you. You have to choose who is a teacher, and you have two sentences like Abby teaches people how to compose the right nutrition, and Ellie gives children some basic knowledge in physics. If you hear a word teaches, it doesn't mean that the first person, it means Abby is a teacher. No, Abby was a nutritionist because she teaches people how to compose a right nutrition. But in the second sentence, you didn't hear any word like teach, study, or so. But we hear that Ellie gives children some basic knowledge in physics. So it means that she is a teacher. Yeah. So don't let audio to trick you. There are a lot of such kind of tricks actually. That's not so good for us, for those who pass the exams, but they might show your true level. So now let's discuss speaking. Actually, speaking was the most stressful part for me, but I was very surprised when my score in speaking was like the highest, and I had even C1, and I was like, what? Me? C1? How? But let's consider this part. My first tip is to learn specific structures. Yeah, you have to learn specific structures for writing and for speaking. Secondly, don't forget to give your opponent a possibility to speak, because you should show your interaction skills. Yeah, you have a dialogue, you don't have a monologue, so you have to interact with each other. You don't have to dominate, you have to hear to your opponent to mention his answers in your own answer. Like if he mentioned that he was in Italy, you might tell, unfortunately I have never been in Italy, but I visited some other places of interest of the world, or but I visited some places of interest in Greece or so. So yeah, mention his answers in your own answer. And I can say just don't dominate, love democracy. Another tip is try not to ask examiner to repeat his question. I admit that you might not understand the question. Perhaps you're very stressful and you don't understand everything. But try to turn on your intuition and try to predict what was the question. Another tip is don't forget to add some specific information in your answer. Yeah, if you were asked where are you from, don't answer simply I'm from Moldova, Chisinau. No, that's wrong, just like wrong. Your answer should be a little bit more like add some poetry. I'm from a very beautiful country, Moldova, that is situated in the middle of Europe between Ukraine and Romania. I lived in Chisinau. I was born in Chisinau. This city was founded in 1436 or so. My country is very warm and there are a lot of sunny days and such kind of information. So speak as much as you can actually. Yes. And my last advice is like for entire exam. Trust your intuition. Yeah, you've been teaching English for I think 5 years at least, so sometimes your subconscious might help you, so trust your intuition. If you're like, your inner voice says you, the correct answer is B, so, but you don't know the right answer, circle B, perhaps it might be the right answer. So actually I was like, Eniki beniki, this answer. Yeah, and that helped me actually. I don't know how, but that helped me. So, I hope that my advice would help you one day to pass your exam. I hope that your grade would be even higher than mine. And actually, no, wait for a minute. I've got a very useful tip for those who want to pass CAE exam. Miss Oksana one day told us that in FCE exam, in speaking part, it is very important to use emphatic structures. I think it's even useful to use them even if in FCE exam, because you will show that you have even higher level, and that's good. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I don't remember any tip more. So I hope that you like the video. I hope that you will use my hacks, like my life hacks, during your preparation, during your exam. So don't forget to watch this video before your exam, before passing your exam. And don't stress. Yeah, my last tip is don't stress, because stress is your enemy, actually. So have a nice day and goodbye, and don't stress before your exam. Yeah, that's the main tip. So bye bye.